Silver Superman, Armored Superman, Classic Superman, Collector of Worlds Superman, Justice League Superman, and we're about to have number 6 entry, a new legendary Superman for the new Superman movie, which will take us to 6 entries, like I already just said. These are investments from the past. Anyways, guys, we're about to have the 6th Superman. I like Superman characters. I've always liked Superman. I was gutted when we lost Henry Cavill, but I think I'm willing to give the new guy a chance and see how good he can be. He already looks like Cavill, so he has that going for him. We're going to be having the new Superman character next week, Wednesday, 9th of July, 2025. I don't really expect the character to be that strong. Most movie characters in this game, from Black Manta to Aquaman, most of them are not that powerful. So any of you that's expecting this character to be OP and break the game, I don't think we'll be getting that. This is not going to be another Beast Boy or another Raven, but it's probably going to be a decent character, maybe a decent support. Superman characters are usually support, and there's no good damage dealing Superman in this game. This could be the difference, but I don't expect it, and I wouldn't want you to expect it as well. We probably may be getting another character like Classic Flash, but that is me being pessimistic. I think we are going to get just like a regular, like Classic Flash kind of character, but I hope that we actually get a good damage dealing Superman for the first time in Injustice Mobile, because we can't have 6 useless Superman characters in a game. It just doesn't make any sense. Anyways, that's my own take on it. Let me know what your take is in the comment section. Are you excited? Let me know. Now, to the real topic of this video. The bosses in Kingdom of Madness Solo Raid are quite interesting. I personally believe that Kingdom of Madness Solo Raids has the 5 toughest bosses, because most of that solo raids, they do well. Like, you can have maybe the 4th and the 5th boss will be quite powerful, but the others may not be as strong. Many of them are just walk over. But this solo raid, from the very first boss, which is like this boss you are seeing right now, Last Laugh Joker, they all have strong passive, so you need to be very careful. Pip management, I always preach pip management. Yeah. So to beat this boss, like I just did, the Twin Blade solo raid artifact from what solo raid is it from? From Constantine, that Constantine solo raid. Twisted. No, that's not Twisted. I don't know. I don't remember. But this Kingdom of Madness solo raid, you can use this particular boss, the first boss, you can use the Twin Blade artifact. Yes, you can use the Twin Blade artifact against the boss, and yeah, you definitely be taking down that first boss if you can break his shield. That shield can be very annoying. If you even use Metal Team, you could lose the match. Because I did that experiment. I won most of them, but I lost one against him. So yeah, the best team I would definitely say is using Raiden and Raven against that boss. Now for this other boss, this one is also quite annoying. Having to tag in these sub bosses. But one thing I will say is that Metal Team works very well here. The other bosses that tagging characters, for some reason, Metal Team doesn't really work for them. Like, I think the previous solo raid, yeah, I think we had a boss, a Gorilla Grodd that has team member, like a junior Grodd that tags in. For some reason, in those matches, Metal Team doesn't work quite well. Like, those matches are very disruptive. In fact, I remember sharing a video with you guys that you are better off using Scorpion against such bosses. But I think maybe the difference is the timer. That's what I think. I think the way the timer works, it plays into the standard Metal Team gameplay, so that anytime that sub boss tags in, they tag into flooding, and once they enter the flood, their health just goes down within a second, and you can just hit them once and they are done. And I also think that the junior gorilla in the other boss that has minions that tag in, those junior gorillas are very annoying, because they tag in, they swipe back, they do long, what's it called? They do long range attacks against you. So it kind of makes it difficult. when the sub boss or the minion is annoying. They know they cannot beat you, but they will waste your time. They will tagging, they'll be swiping back, they'll be blocking. So it makes it difficult to take them down. But I think the timing and this, imagine this sub boss just did it now. He just did it, but it is not as bad as Junior Gorilla. Junior Gorilla is way worse than this guy, than Junior Swampy. Yeah, so I think Swampy generally metal team will be the way to go in this match. Maybe you could also try, I have not tried it, but maybe you could also try Scorpion, the same Scorpion gameplay I used against Gorilla and his minion, but for Swampy and his minion, there's no other way around it. I think Metal Team is the ideal team to use against Swampy and Junior Swampy. And maybe a little bit of a callback to Superman. Because this fight is quite straightforward. I don't think I have much to say about this fight. It's quite so. Let's talk a little bit about Superman. Now, my hope, like I said before, is that the Superman character is going to be a damage dealer. I don't like the idea of having Superman just being a support character or a character you can only use in Arena or Champions Arena. And what's even especially worse, for me personally, I know this might not, you guys might not like this, but I wouldn't want him to be a character made for invasions. I personally don't play invasions. I don't like characters that are purely made for group games like Arena and Invasion and League Raids. Those are good modes. For those that enjoy it, that's fine. I personally do not enjoy those modes. I prefer modes that I can play anytime I wish. So a mode that, okay, maybe I have a break or I have some spare time, or okay, I'm just chilling, nothing much to do. I can just pop it up and play and enjoy myself. I don't want any mode where I will have to do calculations, I will have to plan, I will have to sync with multiple people from different time zones across the world. Like I said, nothing wrong with that. I'm sure there are lots of people, maybe even majority of the Injustice fan base, that enjoy those modes. I am not one of them. I do not. I know I don't. I already have a very stressful life. I don't want a game to add more stress to that. So I don't have to think of too many rules. Oh, you're not supposed to hit this. Oh, you're supposed to hit this. I don't like those. So I really would not want a case where Superman is, oh, he's a good character, but for league raids. Oh, he's a good character, but for league invasions. I would just be pissed off, honestly, because we've not had the character for solo raids in such a long time. That's one. And number two, we've never even had a new solo game mode. So, yeah. Yeah, so I really hope that he's a damage dealer, and not just any damage dealer. Damage dealer good for solo rate. Damage dealer that doesn't rely on dot damage. I'm really tired of dot at this point. I want a damage dealer that is good in solo rate, does good damage, something like but yeah, just something like exactly. Is quite unique. Even raiding is quite unique. Good with twin blade, so it should be good with a free artifact, of course, not a character that will need gemstone to be good, like our friend Classic Flash. So yeah, I guess I can be hopeful for that, but we all know NRS, they prefer to disappoint. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens with that. Anyways, back to a boss that actually matters. In as much as Metal, what's her name? Batwoman the Drowned she's quite challenging, but she's not the most challenging. Like I said, the 5 bosses here, they are challenging, but when compared to other solo raids, but of course, I think the weakest of them would be Batwoman the Drowned. Anyways, this match I decided to try something a little bit different. I decided to try out. You can see I'm using Hellboy. I may be like, what the heck is Hellboy going to do for you in this match? It's not a damage dealer, it's not the best of tanks. So what is he doing? Well, this is the one boss that his passive actually comes to play. Like, the passive of Hellboy is that when you apply dots to him, he's going to heal. So unless Hellboy is fighting against an opponent that disables healing, fighting against that boss is going to mean that he's just automatically going to be healing. At least that's what I thought, until I decided to take on the match myself. And lo and behold, I started the match with Hellboy, and right at the beginning of the match, I saw that my character's health was maxed. So that's lovely. We know that this boss has 2 phases. When you start the match, your character is going to be gaining a lot of power, but your character is going to be losing health. And to me, I don't think they are fair with this boss's passive. You will notice that you are losing more health than you are gaining power. It should have, to really justify your character losing health, I would have preferred like you are gaining one power bar every 0.5 second or something like that, like 0.5 milliseconds, 500 milliseconds essentially, not 0.5 milliseconds, yeah, 500 milliseconds. Yeah, so that means every second you are gaining like 2 power bar. To me, that would have made a lot of sense because you are losing health every millisecond in this match at the beginning of the match. So, but anyways, you are gaining, you have increased power generation, but it's just not that much. I wish it were more to make it make sense, but it is not. But yeah, so the strategy I used is to start the match with Hellboy, gain some power. Hellboy is not going to lose health. Then tag in my damage dealer that is going to use the power bars and two specials, which is of course Mr. Freeze. And yeah, what you have is two characters that will not lose health, and of course with Zatanna's puppet, that means you're not going to be losing power either. Power drain resistant. So yes, I loved that. That is something that I was really proud of myself. That was a pat on the back moment for me. Yeah, that was lovely. Anyways, for the final match, this is for boss Robin King. I decided to use this team because it was recommended to me by, I believe, ABK Supreme. I hope I'm not butchering your name, but shout out to ABK Supreme. He was one that suggested this team to me. The last time I fought this boss, I used Shazam, and not the fancy Shazam that you guys have. I don't have the legendary Shazam. It's just the good old Shazam that would heal my character, and I was able to use it. It was nice, but that is no, I know sometimes I like problems, but some other times I like a bit of peace. It's not every time I want war. So yes, this definitely, if I were going to recommend to anybody, this is definitely the team I would recommend, because you don't need to be tagging in Shazam. You are not going to lose your health as much. So basically having Justice League, not Justice League, John Stewart Green Lantern. Having John Stewart Green Lantern means most of the negative effects of the hazard is not going to affect you, and you are going to be fine essentially. So yes, that's basically it. These are the teams I've used for the 5 bosses of Kingdom of Madness. What do you think? And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one.